أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Before I get into the video, I make it clear with every video that I make that I am not a motivational speaker or a influencer. All I want to be known to you as is a tool that if you can take, you can become a better Muslim overall, i.e. Muslim amelioration, this channel's purpose. And by the way, for those following with the Muslim amelioration chart, this will go under the spiritual sub-aspect as well as the mental sub-aspect of Muslim amelioration. And if you do not know what that is, I highly recommend you click somewhere there. And with that, let us not waste any more time. Success is what determines all of our choices. Whether we think of it in the short term or the long term, whether we chase it actively or we don't chase it actively, success is what makes us us. If we don't have a definition of success, then whatever in the moment or whatever our feeling thinks success is, we will chase towards that. This is obvious, you and I both know that. But why am I saying this? The reason I'm saying that is because success is vital for the human endeavor and the human experience. If we do not have a definition of success in mind, then we become hopeless. Despair and just desperation and depression enters our minds. Us humans need purpose. Us humans need something to chase towards. And us humans actually need to actively chase that goal in order for us to actually feel alive. What I mean by that is a person who chases his purpose and is actively on the path towards attaining his goal will feel more alive and will be more alive than someone who isn't. The problem isn't that. The problem is that most people in today's society, because of the secular society as well as the environment and the influence around them, has determined success to be something it truly isn't. See, when a person is brought into this world, they are put in the education system at an early age. An education system that has been designed, bro, this is obvious, it's been designed to make us workers. You spend 8 hours a day at sometimes early at the ages of 4, and every single day you are being taught and fed a curriculum that has been issued by the government. Then you continue on until you're at the age of 18. Then after 18 you have to go get a job. Then you have to go start working. Then after you start working, you work till you retire or you pass away. And throughout this entire process of us going to school at an early age, then getting a job, one definition of success has been put to us throughout the entire process, spiritually, mentally, physically, socially. It's been fed into you. That is, that success is materialism, is money. Chase money. Do not chase anything else. Funny story, I was actually at the masjid, and not to call out this brother, but I saw him with a graphic t-shirt. And on the back, it said, "Chasing funds till I die." And that perfectly represents everyone's purpose. Chasing money, chasing money, chasing money. All of these mundane things that leave you right when you pass away. And this isn't no accident. Shaitan has built this secular society from the ground up. You and I both know that. So obviously Shaitan wants us to chase materialism. Also, another side note, my teacher once told me that the opposite of spirituality is materialism. And since Shaitan wants the opposite of Jannah for us, which is Jahannam, obviously he would want us to chase the opposite of spirituality success, which is materialism success. Oops. Yeesh. Anyway, basically what I'm trying to say to you is that the secular society has reinforced it. It's reinforced it onto me, it's reinforced it onto you, and it's reinforced it onto everybody. You right now subconsciously think that success is money. Yes, this is a problem. Yes, it exists in you. And yes, you need to solve it. I'm not going to try and sugarcoat it. This is what you think success is. Not just you, everyone involved in the secular society. Okay, so what is success then? I mean, if it's not money, if it's not materialism, what is success? Well, as I explained before, that Shaitan wants us to think that materialism, i.e. the opposite of spirituality, is success. Thus, we need to go the opposite route. Whoever proposed to the world, then the world would not be satisfied until he gave up his deen as his dowry. We can see here that one cannot love the dunya and also the deen in the same heart. It's one or the other. You have to pick and choose which one you want to succeed in, either this deen or the dunya. Again, here, not neglecting the fact that the deen is obviously inclusive to the dunya. I'm obviously 6 out of the 10 ashara mubashara were wealthy. This deen does not tell us to be poor. We should have the wealth of this dunya in order to put to the deen. But there's a difference. So the definition of success that I want to put onto you today is this. The ultimate success is the highest level of paradise, Jannah. If you can attain Allah's pleasure, that is success. If you can become successful in Islam, that is success. That doesn't mean you cannot attain the dunya. Obviously, no. But that just means that whatever you have in this dunya, you have to use it for the deen. Place this dunya in your hand and take this deen and put it into your heart. If you can become one to do this, one who puts the dunya aside and strives for deen, then you will also attain the dunya as well. It is like what Imam Ibn Qayyim rahmatullahi alayhi said about this world and the dunya, and the analogy that he gave on it, that this world is like a shadow. If you try to chase it, you will never be able to do so. However, if you turn your back towards it, it has no choice but to follow you. There is also a beautiful hadith on this subject. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Whoever is concerned about the hereafter, Allah will place richness in his heart, bring his affairs together, and the world will inevitably come to him. Whoever is concerned about the world, Allah will place poverty between his eyes, disorder his affairs, and he will get nothing of the world but what is decreed for him." Okay, so what is my point? My point is, you need to take your definition of success and place it towards this deen. This was the entire topic of this video. So now, how do we do it? See, I don't want to be like every other YouTuber who just tells you you need to redefine success and then doesn't tell you how. Because I used to be one of those people who would watch these videos and go, okay, well, how can I do it? And after doing a couple of different practices, I found out the best ways that were, for me, to put success outside of this dunya and inside the deen. So there are a couple of different practices that you can do. The first one that I would recommend to you is purpose visualization. Again, I explained it in the video that I linked there earlier in the beginning of this video. But purpose visualization is basically what I do is I read a piece of paper that has my purpose every single day right when I wake up. This will keep me focused, and reading this every single day, at least I think like the way I do it, I read it around 10 times while visualizing it in my head. Keep my principles focused on this purpose, which is to attain the highest level of Jannah and bringing as many people as I can there. Reading that entire paper, not just that sentence, but the entire paper, helps me keep principles inside my head that throughout the day I can then keep my purpose in mind. The second practice that I would like to talk to you about is tabligh. Now, again, I know there are so many different things on tabligh and so many different opinions on it. I would say, just as the individual, as yourself, go out for 3 days and just see how it is. It is inevitable that if you place yourself outside, I mean, like completely outside of the environment that Shaitan has built and this definition of success that Shaitan has put onto you, and taking yourself out from that environment and placing yourself in the masjid for just a couple of days, which is what tabligh is. And again, I know there are so many different opinions on it. So many different people say bad things about it. And I used to be one of those people. I used to think that too. And again, I'm not denying the obvious problems. I'm just telling you, as an individual, go for yourself and see. And if you do not know what tabligh is, I explained it in that video there again I mentioned. And the third practice that has helped me redefine what success is shaitan scripting. Now again, I have a full guide. It's a separate video from the other video that I linked. And basically shaitan scripting is we write down all the thoughts that shaitan puts to us throughout the day, and then at the end of the day we basically come to a conclusion or try and see what his motives were for yourself throughout the entire day. So these are the couple of practices that I do that helps me redetermine my success, what my definition of success is. And the benefits of doing so have been obvious throughout my entire life. One last thing I want to mention to you before you leave. I have had the blessed opportunity to sit and be with many different scholars who have studied Deen and Islam. I've noticed that every single one of these scholars has not ever been hungry, has a house, has wife, has children, and they are constantly being blessed in this dunya. I remember there is one scholar of the Deen who actually had a Jaguar, and he was telling me he doesn't even care about cars. He doesn't care about this dunya, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave it to him anyway. And this Jaguar was no ordinary Jaguar too. This thing was fast, and it actually sounded really nice. Wait, before you leave, I know when people say wait, and then, it's just some random call to action. It's going to be something that will benefit you 100,000,000%, I guarantee it. Muslim amelioration. My channel's purpose and the movement that I want to start within Muslim young men. And no, this isn't any regular call to action. This is genuinely stuff that will help you. In the Discord link below, there is the purpose paper as well as the Muslim amelioration chart, as well as free coaching. I can help you because I have had to compile this entire thing and act upon it myself, and chances are, if you are a Muslim with any self-improvement problems or any self-improvement things that you want to get out of the way, I can help you, whether it comes to spiritually, mentally, physically, or socially. And with that, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.